The Davidson tournament profile, 20-11, excellent conference record. RPI's at 59. The quadrant 1 record is 3-6. Strength of schedule is low. Jerry Palm's
muscle intercepted. Looking for Berry. That was a good play defensively. Goodmanson.
He accelerates to the hole. John.
Regal. Davidson will have it going the other way. Nice feed down low. Mickles at it. Only his 4th three-point try of the season is Davidson now going the other direction with it. Chance to get those first points right here. And
it's the rebound. Aldridge, an open look, top of the key.
And that's an advantage for Aldridge all day. When you've got a big guy trying to guard you, he has to.
Akite too strong on the pull-up jumper. Goodmanson on the other end now. Aldridge still trying to get his first point. Shovels out to Pritchett. They continue to rotate it around. Wildcats have scored their first 2 on three-pointers, followed by that transition bucket a couple moments ago. Jerome almost had the steal, but Pritchett holds on.
While attacking the rim, saw the help defender come off of Isaiah. Good little dish-off pass for the easy 2.
Another beautiful pass.
And a good box out from Will McGarity.
Goodmanson continues to what we like to call as a point guard, probe the floor, see what's available for him. Nothing there.
He was recruited as a walk-on and then given a scholarship in his first year. And a lot of people believe that, well, you know, he was kind of an afterthought. But in reality, he was an ESPN Top 100 player. Goodmanson all but contested by Aldridge. Good defense for 23 and White.
And when you're defending Luke May, the key inside is to not give up an angle. Move your feet, build your wall, make him score over you. That's where at times he can struggle.
Goodmanson off the screen and off the glove.
Missed his first 3 here today. Virginia so far really struggling to get the shots to fall. Just 4 of 16 to start this game.
Virginia's had success when they've been able to go inside and get that higher percentage shot.
And great to see Indira back on the court and running around very well, being able to operate after what looked like a scary injury on the break earlier in the half. Now that's Davidson down and saying this is a team that would get beat by 40 by Houston. They look very good out here this afternoon. Evening, I would have to say.
A.J. Harris with the 3 as New Mexico State has matched their largest lead. We came in, it was still afternoon. It's now nighttime.
Yeah, you know, who keeps track of time when you're here anyway?
That's true. Or what day it is.
Yeah.
And this week's got to go down as one of the wackiest weeks in sports history. It really does. Under 4 to play in the first half. Sweet pump fake.
Positive things on both sides of the ball for North Carolina.
May now with 17 boards. That's a new career high. Berry has 22. May with 20. Grady for 3.
Rebounding, blocking shots, holding down a larger opponent on the interior. But if they need scoring, it doesn't come every time a Virginia guard's able to get in the lane. You can see they survey where is the help defense. If they suck up to help, the guards have done a really good job of passing off to Wilkins or Salt inside. But if the defense stays, Kyle Guy, Devin Hall, Nigel Johnson, they've done a good job.
By Joe Berry. And when you need a big basket, number 2 in blue can give it to you.
That's a great safety blanket to have. Another coach on the floor, 15 big points for the senior point guard.
And I like the big points. He makes them when you got to have them. Goodmanson. Then for 7, he's got 22. Already scoring at a career high clip, over 15 per game coming in. That's going to go up after tonight. Fields trying to run away from Davidson here in the second half. Pritchett outside to Aldridge.
During the stretch there in the first and second half when Joe Berry went out of the game, the Tar Heels didn't lose much on the floor. Nothing spectacular. He ran the team. He understood his assignments defensively. Right. And as a point guard early.
Davidson controls the tip. We're underway in Washington. Keyshawn Pritchett shot it very well from the outside earlier this season. Numbers have come down just a bit, but still impressive from the field. Aldridge on a kick. Repost.
Let's see if they double team him.
Against Robinson, Aldridge gets the...
But Coach Jan's prepared for that immediately as A.J. Harris is able to find his way into the paint. And that's the way you have to attack a zone. Don't just stand around and shoot jump shots, especially when that's not the strong characteristic of your team. Still try to get into that paint.
Peyton Aldridge steps out, misses the three.
Brody.
Yeah, the old air ball is the easiest play for an offensive guy to retrieve. The defenders are thinking it's going to hit the rim. Their timing is thrown off. You usually see good results on the offensive side of the floor with offensive rebounding.
McGarity on a skip pass. Pritchett feeling it.
Here we go. Just on cue almost.
Really have been going down. Devin Hall, too strong on the jumper right there. He's one of his first 4 to start this game. Carter Collins now for Davidson will feed it to the left side. They just work that ball back and forth, seeking out that open look. What a feed here. By the time he got the shot off, Mickelson had peeled himself back up and gets in the way of the shot. Now the freshman Grady out top. Here's Goodmanson. Continuing to work that ball around, waiting for that open shot. This is a very patient Davidson team. You have to be against a Virginia defense.
These guys have similar skill sets. These are your power forwards on both ball clubs, stepping out already, knocking down consecutive three-point shots. Going to be an excellent matchup to watch throughout this contest.
That could be one of the
Eli Chua off the bench for New Mexico State.
And that's where the advantage will be for New Mexico State in this game. They have to make sure they try to get the ball inside early and often against this Davidson defense.
Will McGarity steps out for the...
On the other side, the Tar Heels dominating the paint 22-4. Contrasting styles, and both ball clubs are doing a nice job. And
legitimate chance to win it. You've got to open it up this year.
I think it goes as high as 12-ish. You know, it's the word uncertainty, which I think most people love the word uncertainty when it comes to March Madness.
Pritchett handles it. Davidson started 6 of 7 from the field. They've gone 6 of their last 20. Goodmanson probing on a kick. Pritchett, hot hand.
Wilkins to go get it, but it went in.
Man, oh man, you know you're good when you're throwing up assists and scores all in one motion.
Wilkins gave him that look like, what the heck, man? I was right there ready for it.
Virginia with its first lead of the game, but so he now sits 15 points in this game. Don't count this kid out. Literally, as we talked about, Kyle Guy not needing to score in this game. It's as though that sixth sense kicked in, and he has suddenly put himself in contention for that scoring lead, and then sooner or later you just run out of energy, and that is what he's trying to avoid here today. Boy, this is the strangest thing ever. We're at John Paul Jones Arena. I've got the sun right in my eyes through the smallest of openings. As we start the second half, it's a great set play to Nigel Johnson. Already 10 points in this one to lead all scorers. Make it 11 with that free throw. So Davidson, who has led throughout the lion's share of this opening half, now finds itself trailing. Virginia has slowly settled into this game after getting off to a slow start. Aldridge working on the all-conference defensive player Wilkins, and that...
Deere taking on the challenge of guarding Aldridge as well. And good to see Deere back operating smoothly after what looked like a scary situation for him in the first half.
How big are those 2 points now? When it appeared his knee buckled and he was home free for a layup and just lost the ball out of bounds.
Noticed there was that one he had to take that shot. Davidson Wildcats do a nice job there defensively, and once again in a hotly contested game have a chance to tie this ball game up with 7 to go.
A fun start for 2 offensive-minded teams. By the way, Brandon Robinson, with those 8 points, all scored consecutively. That's a new career high for him. Currently sitting on the Carolina bench.
Both free throws go down meantime for Kyle Guy, who all of a sudden has 17 points for Virginia. He is just, in the blink of an eye, surpassed his season average as he came into this game averaging 16.8, 19 points. And amazing, he is 1 off the team high now.
His ability to square up his shoulders off balance and almost mid jump shot is impressive.
The quick cooker.
Foul on Carter Collins, the freshman from Chapel Hill. Cutting to the basket, the
layup to get things going.
Aldridge, the co-Atlantic 10 Player of the Year, along with Jalen Adams of St. Bonaventure, one of the co-captains on this team, along with Rusty Regal. Grady feeds it down low. Aldridge, nice find. Mickle.
How do you guard that? You don't. Because you're anticipating him to slide to the post. Nice reaction and a good recovery just then early on here by Rhode Island to get their offense on track.
He had not scored in double figures in 9 straight games, and then puts up 18 points and 9 rebounds against St. Joe's.
I think they missed an opportunity to get Barry that ball in the post about 5 seconds earlier. And a better range where he can score and move and get the layups. Better motion now away from the basketball.
Goodmanson slashing to the hole. That's Kraft.
Surprising to see Zach Lofton really hasn't been very aggressive thus far in this game, looking for a shot. Another young man who's a big-time scorer, 19.5 a game for him. Rarely would you see the leading scorer go 4+ minutes to start a game off without a shot attempt.
Aldridge from deep. And think about that for Indir and the players that have been in the program in New Mexico State for a while. Corey, 3 coaches in 3 years. And Marvin Menzies is now at UNLV. Paul Weir, who was the coach, succeeded Menzies for 1 season, and then I think ruffled a lot of feathers in the state.
Teams do with regularity. Virginia only 9.5 turnovers a game, 6th fewest in the country. Davidson, even fewer than that, 8.6 turnovers a game. That is second best in college basketball. Another open look for Mickelson, and this time he'll make Virginia. So all of a sudden, these 2 teams trading punches. Here's
days they don't have to play, but it's going to take a solid day plus to get over there and probably go a few days early to get acclimated. That'll be a fun tournament. But certainly you've got to stay locked in and not let yourself get distracted when you're on a fun trip like that.
Goodmanson gets alone from 3. Squeeze.
1 of 2 at the line there. Foul win against McGarry. That's his first, a transfer from Boston College. Running their motion offense, Goodmanson.
With a 2-hand dunk. So Virginia now on the board. Davidson still holding on to that lead. They led North Carolina at various junctures throughout the first half 2 times ago. That was the last time they saw an ACC foul. A very capable team. And when you can shoot it like they do, yeah, it is problematic. And
get back into the groove of things, but by the time the second half rolls around, you should be back in full mode of game mode.
Great ball movement here for the Wildcats. That sets up the corner 3 from Peyton.
The Tar Heels making an effort to get the ball inside, but you can't stare it down. The Wildcats doing a nice job rotating, getting deflections, which lead to another offensive possession.
2 teams played last year. It was a 3-point game, less than 2 to play. Before North Carolina sees control late. New shot clock. Aldridge, corner 3.
Elon, we have head coach Matt Matheney.
Yeah, Matt Matheney in his 9th season. The culture has gotten a lot better overall since he got here 9 years ago, and his last couple of seasons have been better. And then for Coach Greg Lansing, his 8th season at the helm, he's 9 wins away from tying second all-time for all Indiana State head.
Half points off the bench in the 2 games of this black and gold shootout. He's on the board on his first attempt here as Danon.
Look from the top of the key, couldn't knock it down. Phoenix down 5. Swoop doing just that to the basket. And a long rebound to Dawkins. Lyons and Beans checked in for Furman at that last media timeout, and here is
Dickey. Just kept his composure and kept the defensive player moving and pivoting and get to the hole.
Redshirt sophomore with back-to-back bat.
First points for the sophomore from Chicago, Illinois. With under 13 to go, here's Seth Fuller in traffic. Out for Eberhardt, who's just checked back in. Eberhardt along the sideline, curls to the top of the key, swing to the right corner, 3 ball for Simon Wright, and he hit 5 out of 33 on Friday night from deep. And then they hit 9 threes in the win last night. Quick pass to the inside for Dawkins, Milwaukee. Stull has 19, 14 in this half. Pass in to Kundratos, turn around.
Trying to bring Indiana State back into it. You mentioned that they needed a quick start. Elon got off to the quick start. Now trying to extend it.
the 6-minute mark, you see Jordan Barnes getting ready to check back into this ball game.
From the top of the key, Sebring.
Johnson with a forgettable Friday night, came back nicely yesterday in the win. Backdoor and inside.
Now Elon's got numbers as Rafferty late getting back. Boy, and Swoop almost threw it into a place where Rafferty could have taken it away from Sebring. Sebring will try the three. Got it.
A quick jumper for him, and now we'll take a look at Elon's starting five.
And you mentioned there's Santa Ana and then Dawkins. Dawkins also a very good player to watch out for on this squad for Elon.
And a great pass down. Down low to a wide open.
So we can identify the officials. And I think everybody knows who Carl Hess is. Needed help with Jeremy Mosier. I'm familiar with Jerome Hall, but for some reason his picture wasn't included, so we had to do a little improvising. Maybe our camera guy will. 55-52. Couple of welterweights standing in the middle of the ring throwing haymakers at one another right now. Coming up on 9 minutes to go in this one. Eberhardt off the glass with the right.
More of throughout the season progresses for the Sycamores. Feed the paint and then cut to the basket. You cut to the basket, someone's more than likely going to be open, and it helps out your offense like you saw there.
Swoop going to send it back to the top of the key. Open in the corner, and Dawkins will not. Thomas tried to go up, lost it on his way. Elon slowing down the pace right now and continuing to work the ball though. And Swoop gonna. He's shooting 2 of 6 from the field here today.
And Jordan Barnes back in the game with Brandon Murphy and Matt Dady getting some playing time in crunch minutes. He's deserved after the way he played when he came in early in the second half.
From the top of the key, Sebring once again.
He's usually 70% of the season.
Sebring gets the ball at the top of the key.
This is one of those situations, we're under 3 minutes, close ball game. Free throws make or break, a win or loss.
Davis with the active hands, able to poke that one away. Sebring with another 3.
Couldn't quite corral. Elon with the possession, the Phoenix working in the traveling maroon or burgundy if you prefer jerseys. Milwaukee in the alternate golds. First time we've seen the gold jerseys on the home team this season. Brian Dawkins left of the lane. Backing down the shorter Brock Stahl. Takes him into the paint, kick out top. Danon Swoop steps into a 3 and hit.
And the Phoenix will run. Danon Swoop is the guy who makes them go at the point, and there is their leading scorer in Sebring. Gives it up, and Thompson, 11-4 lead in the series. As Brian mentioned, they haven't played since Elon left the conference in 2014. Furman's last win in this series in 2010.
Of course, one of the points of emphasis this year is screen is not necessarily giving them a step, but your feet can no longer be wider than your shoulders this year in college basketball when setting a screen. Yeah, you know, earlier there's always the points of emphasis that last November, maybe some of December.
Fuller.
Elon. Simon Wright sits. Eberhardt deep on the left wing. Picked up by Prawl on the switch. Top of the key. Back for Swoop. Catch and shoot 3 from the left wing is good. And no gold jerseys underneath. 44-26 the score. A basket here. Elon would have their largest lead. Thompson straight on misses.
Back-to-back baskets for John Davis III. And here we go.
Elon made 27 threes their first 2 games, Dan, so they're not shy from beyond the arc. 27 makes 68 attempts through those 2 games.
Sebring, guarded by Andrew Brown, gives it up. And the 3.
As Pretty in the game, and Santa Ana as well. Isaiah Miller, Kalia Sykes on the floor for the Spartans. Santa Ana with a pretty tried to thread the needle to Galloway and turned it over.
A little too much mustard on that pass. Galloway was open, but needed a 75-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch, not the fastball there.
Santa Ana splits the double team and
because that was an awkward-looking shot where he kind of just shot put it right off the screen. And it's been that kind of night for the Spartans to get that good-looking roll.
10th 3 of the game here tonight for UNCG.
14 in this half. It is Elon basketball, leading it by 9. Swoop, Eberhardt, Sebring, Kundrotas, and Santa Ana on the floor. Inside working Kundrotas, 62 per game. Panthers scoring 70 per outing. Elon giving up 75 per game. Swoop, nothing on the bounce pass inside, out for Sebring. Corner, Santa Ana rises for 3, missed it too strong. Prawl tipped it, had it for a moment. Loose ball, 65-57. Panthers down, 7:02 remaining. Swoop, on the right, picked up by Enzi on a switch. Eberhardt, corner, Sebring, touch pass into Kundratos. At the block, backing down the shorter Barnes, turn.
Keep the defender at bay. First basket by Fowler. It's a 4-point Phoenix lead again at 27-23. And just like
each team only had 2 points off of fast breaks.
Murphy was looking for his 5th rebound of the game before that foul. Thompson from downtown.
On how well they can from outside. It's still only a 3-point game with 7.5 to go.
Swoop gonna pass it away. And the 3 good by Thompson.
Going. They can do it without him, but it's a lot easier with him. 3:07 remaining in the first half. Milwaukee down 42-26. It's the defensive end now where the Panthers have got to dig in. Santa Ana drives, scoops, and scores.
About him, a player to watch out for, averaging 14.5 points per game, and then rebound. Elon has been out-rebounded with 10 offensive rebounds. That's right, offensive rebounds by the opposing team per game. They got to get big down low and go get the board. And then for the Sycamores, as a quick 3 outside. For
Anna and Kundratas on the floor for Elon. Dawkins between the rings. With the left hand in the lane, scoop to the hoop, drew the foul. 55 seconds left, Elon sets up. Kundratas on the left side. Now Simon Wright, scoop to Santa Ana beyond the arc, left wing. Guarded by Haas. Santa Ana off the dribble, goes back door to Eberhardt, low on the right, layup. Phoenix out of the timeout. Elon with the possession at our right. Sebring deep on the left wing. Swoop back out there playing with 3 personals. Thompson finds Eberhardt. Back for Dawkins deep on the left wing. Trying to get it in the hands of Dean and Swoop, unable to do it. They denied him nicely. 8 to shoot. Thompson in from the right. Skip it to the corner. Here's Swoop rising for 3, and he hit it with 4.
To the big men for Indiana State, and that might have something to do with the fact that Elon likes a lot of guard play.
They do like a lot of guard play. And you look at the height, doesn't help them much. It's why they struggle in the rebounding category. It's why one of their best rebounds is Dawkins, or you look at the other guy, big 3 again. They're going to take that.
Eberhardt over towards the left side. And now a quick pull-up. That one off the mark on that 3-pointer. Now 17 points. Every field goal he has hit here tonight has been from beyond the arc.
Jordan Barnes is back in the ball game. He's fresh. He had at least 7 minutes off to get rested. I'd like to see him take over a little bit.
Dawkins looking to pass. Over to Thompson. And the pull-up.
Point made the case, like we were in a lot of games last year, and he really feels like this team defensively is ahead of any point last season that the team was defensively. Tell you what, talked about, comes up short with that long jump shot, and Bone will bring it up for Tennessee. This is Williams. They double team him for a second, and he ends up with the skyhook and a good. So he had a chance to go to the NBA. He said, "Look, the NBA isn't going anywhere. I got to get my degree, and I can still get a lot better."
He's got another year to go.
See North Carolina next. The PK 80 is that.
He has a nice touch, but he's got about 6 or 7 inches. That's where he has to continue to improve and evolve his game, like Mr. Stokefield's trying to do.
What he was going to shoot Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was already putting up the three as the ball was going to go up in the air. That's
There goes Bo. Alexander and
he can score now. He struggled yesterday, did not score at all. The rookie of the year in the Atlantic 10, played at Fordham. Pascal.
Kind of waiting for James Daniel, who was the leading scorer in the country, to get it.
Yeah, that's just the young fella trying to figure it out at the highest level. The ability to go inside to Abdul-Adu and establish inside presence is what can take Mississippi State to another level as well.
Lamonte Turner. Catch and shoot. Got it.
Tennessee down by 9. Williams on Maten. Williams takes it right at him.
He's got that winner's mentality. He knows how to make big plays.
This game started with Tennessee getting the ball to Williams down low. They went up 2-zip, and since then they haven't been able to get anything going. There's Tennessee.
Well, he didn't go up strong for that at all. He didn't really attack. Get that bounce off the floor.
Long three. Got it.
There's
That's
the
the shooter right.
Practice yesterday, the very first thing that Coach Ben Howland said was, I want ball pressure. I want pressure. I want them to see us as soon as they cross half court. That's what you're seeing from Lamar Peters right now. They want to make the Volunteers uncomfortable.
Alexander, big offense here in Starkville, averaging 9 points a game.
Yeah, 6'4", 165 pounds, soaking wet, Dave Neal. One of the smallest guys you'll see at the collegiate level, but he'll put some weight on him. Love his shooting touch.
And 5. What a huge positive sign for the Bulldogs. Any Georgia fan knows the up and down season that Turtle Jackson has had, especially shooting the ball. So for him to make a 3 gives confidence to the rest of his teammates. Schofield responds. Parker's been the most consistent game in, game out. But right now, it's a scary Georgia team because they have a swagger and confidence to them in this game.
They've got nothing to lose in their eyes. People have already counted them out. Everybody's here for the Tennessee party. Georgia did not get the invite.
Before the game, he said we have to really control turning the ball over against some pressure and give them easy layups like they just got to start the game.
The second half of yesterday's game, that's what Villanova did. They turned over Western Kentucky and ended up winning. Really, it wasn't close in the second half, even though the score indicated it might have been. That one down low to Alexander, will kick for the first 3 from Bone. That's hard off the rim. Bonzie Colson, that's a pretty nice comparison for Grant Williams that Seth just made.
Bonzie Colson could be the MVP of the ACC. Really terrific player for the Fighting Irish. Nice two-man game right
Fulkerson,
there.
oh, what a play. But he lost it.
Outstanding job. Jordan Bowding doing what we call digging down, not allowing Abdul-Adu to be comfortable on the block.
Lamonte Turner. Back to Jordan Bone. Pull-up jumper for Jordan, and he buries it. Grant Williams, 6 points.
See the difference here, Dave? See the ball movement, changing sides of the floor, and that's the result.
6 a.m. They're on a tennis court at 7 to 10 in the morning, working their butt off. That's how you become good. There's no secret to success. It's hard work.
Schofield one-on-one with Knox. Sky Hook rolls in, and Admiral.
It's a beautiful move right there. A great first step. He freed himself. He's a much better player, more efficient now than I saw earlier this year. He is like the kid that everybody talked about where we live in the Tampa area.
SEC tournament title on the line, and perhaps a number 2 seed for Tennessee if they win. They will have been co-champs of the regular season. Oh, Alexander missed one dunk, and then he lays it in. And now a chance for a lead. They led the game 2-0 after about 6 seconds. And here they got a chance to regain the lead for the first time since then.
That was the first basket of the game for Mr. Bone.
Yeah, he was huge offensively yesterday. Williams, kick out, Schofield. Got it!
Tell you what.
Kentucky Turner's okay. He ran into a wall there as Gabriel set a pick. Williams the kick. Lamonte Turner's three. That's the bucket.
This is typical of the year in the SEC all year. It's been typical, man. It's been unbelievable. One battle after another. And what do you see Vanderbilt next year when they get their recruits? Best recruiting class in the history of the school.
Vanderbilt's on the come. Bone wide open. Knocks it down.
They got to get him a little bit more involved offensively. He's 5 for 8. I mean, he's so effective, but I think he's going to get more touches. Little ball screen up on top, and now he's going to screen and slide inside. This guy gets the ball, they double him up, he finds open people, like right there. A special guy.
Kids, you're watching at home on Thanksgiving, and you've never seen Bernard King play or score. Wow. YouTube that. He was fun to watch, and he'd average 50 points a game for the Knicks.
I did the playoffs when the Knicks played the Celtics, an incredible series, and the crowd would chant in the Garden, MVP, MVP, to go to Boston, and the crowd would chant, MVP with Bird. Nice play right there. Good playing with.
Foul trouble again, Villanova 4 there. Starters and DiVincenzo included in that, all with 2 fouls. Williams goes to the basket, gets his own rebound, lays it up.
All the experts, all the known, they said to me coming out here, why you wasting time? It's going to be Arizona and Villanova. Oh, really? On paper, Arizona and Villanova, but you got to do it on the court. You got to do it on the court.
Great pass.
Tennessee is doing it on the court. The last 5 years, and they're the winningest program. A lot of people don't realize this. The last 5 years, they've won more games than anybody in college basketball.
And off to a great start this year for Jay Wright, 4-0.
32-4 last year, lost in the tournament, second round matchup against Happen Company of Wisconsin.
John Fulkerson, number 10, is checked into the game for Tennessee. There's a guy that's been banged up early in his career, but they really want him to develop. They think he is
struggling yesterday. I believe he was 0 for 6 from the field yesterday, Pascal. Transferred, came in with a pretty good reputation out of Fordham, where he was the Hyper Dandy of the year in the Atlantic 10.
Admiral Schofield, the only volunteer with 2 fouls.
Boy, he's got a body. Looks like a linebacker.
Sure does.
He really does.
Son of a Navy man, so they named him Admiral. He's got a brother whose name is General. There's a take.
Nice
pretty play.
As we look at the away coach, Jason Zimmerman, the head coach for the Emory Eagles, make the trip up I-20 after the pass from Buckland to Marbury, but Marbury picks it up and scores for the Bisons. And then
here had a coaching change, and because of some of those circumstances ended up becoming eligible immediately this year.
Into the hands of Rapp, and he'll push it to the other end for the Eagles. Stop at the free throw line and put it
in another A-Sun school.
18th coach in the history of Lipscomb University, named back in the spring of 2013. As Emory quickly to the other end. They don't take 2 to go, but Marbury can't catch it down low, and Lipscomb turns it over.
Not enough spacing there. That's what helped the secondary defender get over, and Lipscomb slow.
It won't go. And nice rebound after picking up some garbage down there is Donald Avant.
Great vision by Rapp there. Almost an opportunity.
Second free throw to go. Comes Emory with it. Quick handoff and a quick 3. Shot's going to be blocked away, and Emory comes out with it.
Real nice play by Bomarito there. Just kept his ground against Matthews. Wouldn't let him bully his way in.
And Rose misses on his long 3. And here comes Emory. Down by 5. The attack was again. It won't go. And Emory comes out with it now with a chance to take the lead. Drive and a foul is going to be Lipscomb.
Lipscomb already a few turnovers here. Not too surprising when you're talking about the first game of the season at home. Got to get some of those home jitters out of the way. So excited for college basketball to be back.
Well, the other thing you think in consideration is a nice spinning, turning move of the A-Sun pointer. As Matthews scores again for the Bisons. And it's stretched back out to a double-digit 10-point lead with 3:57 to play. Line as Fleming will now check back in. Andrew Fleming, the sophomore guard, as Korn will go to the bench for Lipscomb. duck over on the side now to Eax. He's going to drive the paint and feed in the corner back for a little drive down the baseline. They'll kick it back out. And a night that's short off the side of the iron.
And Lipscomb, I think, settling there. Matthews for three. I think it really, you need to work the ball inside on some sort of a drive or something like last possession.
Spinning move by the point guard, kicks it out to Avan. His shot will go inside to Grabmeyer, and he's going to get his second bucket inside.
Well, Emory is committed to fronting Lipscomb defensively, and Lipscomb is taking advantage because of their spacing. Hard to get that secondary defender over.
Well, you've got Amarito with 4 and Eax with 5, leading the way for the Eagles. I'm telling you, I'm an eating shoulder and a putback and the first 2 of the second half. And with 18:15 to play, it's 45-43.
I think Eli Pepper needs to really step up here in the second half. He only had 1 rebound in the first half. He's your leading rebounder from a year ago.
With his free throw attempt. And the rebound will come out to the Eagles, who quickly get to the other end of the floor. They've been impressive the way they work the ball around against this Bison man-to-man. Rap off the dribble, brings it out top, again open for a long throw. Now with a 48-43 lead. After we were tied at 43 at half, Emory yet to score here in the second half at the 17:42 mark. And another missed shot, and Buckland goes up and paint just under the A-Sun logo and get his 9th point of the ball game.
Well, nice move there to post Matthews up, clear out for him. Tough enough on the perimeter, but you put him down low against the perimeter defender. Lights out.
Lipscomb's biggest lead at 7, and we'll get our 3rd
on your man defensively.
Lipscomb misses their first 3 free throws to start this game off, as Emory has already committed 3 personal fouls, and there's another quick trigger on a 3 ball. Won't go, but a nice long rebound out to Rapp, and then knocked up, picking up with a little token full court press, not as much as just really putting the press on them, but they're staying hard in their man-to-man. But a wide open shooter on the wing misses, but he's come back home and eligible to play for Lipscomb. Last stop on the road for him was sitting out a year down at UT Chattanooga. See his first action of the night.
Emory looks a little bit farther along as far as when you're talking about season openers, but I think you got to give Lipscomb a little bit of a break.
If they can knock off a Division I team in an exhibition game, it'll be like a victory for them in any way you look at it. And while Lipscomb's game is an official game and does count in their official stats, it opens up the season for them. As Emory works outside. Down to 11 on the shot clock. Over for 3. In and out, no good. And the rebound. Eax back to Rapp, and Rapp will bring it across the line. He'll run their offense. Out of a double team, out top with it. 21 on the game clock. We're down 17 now and down to 10 on the shot clock. There's Rapp on the drive over into the corner for A.